Hello, this is Mike Lively, and this is the 6th video on hacking Papervision. And last time we actually were introduced to another mathematical function, and that was add and subtract. And it pretty much just basically adds two vectors, or subtracts two vectors. And we're continuing our hacking process, and it's actually fairly simple. You just go to the Papervision project that you've created, and you just go through where all the x's are, and when you find the x's, you just click on whatever an x is, and you begin fixing it. Basically taking elements of the Flash player and replacing them with elements of the number3D class. And we're going to try to finish everything up today, and we have basically just going to click on the point light. We see there's some errors there, and let's fix those. And once again, you see this number3D. We want to get rid of that. And use import Flash. One of our standard fixes, right? Geometry dot vector 3D. And at this point, what we want to do is just use our Control F trick, and we'll replace number3D and replace all, and then save to see if that takes away the errors. And after saving, we see that the errors go away. That's pretty good. I think last time we'd start with the geometry class, so let's open up renderables, and we see that we have a problem with triangle 3D instance. Let's click on that. Once again, we're going to import, change that number3D with import flash.geometry.vector3D, and we're going to do our Control F trick and just put in vector 3D for all the replacements. Got a little space there, be careful about those spaces, and replace all. And let's save and see if those went away. And we had the vector 3D error, so let's go to that, and once again you want to import, so let's click on this, find the error, and we have an import vector 3D. We've already worked with this class, but now we have some extra errors that are showing up, so we're going to fix those errors. We have a normal.reset. Basically, we're setting everything equal to 0 so that we can go ahead and put equals new vector 3D. We've done that trick before. So everything that we need, I believe, all the elements that we need to fix this are now coming into play. We have a plus equals, and we know what that means. Pretty much we just come along here and we add an increment to it, so dot increment. Right? So now everything's pretty easy because we actually worked through all the hard stuff. We have a plus equals down here, so let's fix that. And that's just an increment by. There we go. And we'll save that. And now another error has appeared in the triangle. Let's go to find that error. We have that number3D. Want to get rid of that. And just import. And you're wondering, will the errors ever go away? Yes, if you do this long enough and you're persistent with it, eventually you'll get all the errors away. And you'll hope that that does fix everything and get it working. It doesn't always. You have to do a little bit more sometimes than this, but in this case it will. We'll save that, and then we're going to Control F and just replace all number3D with vector 3D. And replace all, and hit save. And once again, we have the minus that, so we just do a decrement by. Decrement by. Good, another decrement by. Okay, these are all friends. We've seen these before earlier in the program, so we know how to fix them. And we have a cross product, so that's pretty easy, just V1 times V2. So we'll take V1, and we just dot cross product. V2. There we go, making good progress here. And we'll save that. And all the errors in that class have gone away. And see, we have a vectors 3D. Once again, there's another error. Let's click on that. And we have a number 3D. Let's import and bring in flash geometry vector 3D. Same old song here. We're going to Control F. All number 3D will be replaced by vector 3D. And replace all. And let's save and see how many errors went away. And quite a few went away. Matter of fact, all of them went away, so that's good. Don't see any more errors there. Now down here in Materials and Utilities, I have some errors, so let's go ahead and open that up. Light Matrix, I have an error. Once again, let's get rid of that number 3D and replace it with vector 3D. And we'll do our Control F trick and replace all number 3Ds in the program with vector 3D. And save and see if our errors go away. And so we just have a few errors left here to clean up. Let's go to those. And these are all resets. We're just going to use the equal new. 3D, all right. Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V, and hit save. And all those errors went away, so we're still looking for errors in the program. And I'm not seeing any. So have we done it? Nope. Here's in render. There's more errors, so let's go there. So they pop up as Flash Builder begins to check. So let's go ahead and open that program. And once again, here's a number 3D, so we're going to get rid of that. Import Flash dot geometry, of course, dot vector 3D. There we go. Going to use our Control F trick. A lot of things are just being replaced by Control F now. Replace all. And let's save that and see if those errors go away. And most of them did, but we have one right here at top, so let's click on that. And this just sets the vector to 0, so once again we can use the new trick and the new trick. And save that. And we actually put some double equals in there, so we get rid of those. And save those. And there's one more error here. Let's take a look at that. And what do we have here? We have a reset method, so let's take care of that. And we'll let that equal new vector 3D. That should take care of that. And we got all the errors in that program. Great. So we're getting close. I don't know how close yet, but pretty close. And I don't see any more errors. Let's see here. We're going to try to run this and see if we pop up some more errors. Sometimes not all the errors will pop up, and then you try to run, and then you'll see another error. So let's run and see what happens. And there's our program, and it's running, and we have now removed the Flash number 3D class, and boy was that a lot of work. But in the process, we became familiarized with a number of different classes and a number of different mathematical methods. Let's make a note of a few things. We need to be aware that just by doing it doesn't mean that we've actually fixed everything. You may actually write another program that needs something else from the number 3D class that won't work because you've removed that. So you need to keep in mind that you have taken out the 3D number class. I just want to make one point about the 3D number class that's important, is that I'm going to open that up and we'll go to math again. That's where everything is. We'll go to old code and hit up number 3D. There's two methods that we did not replace. And so you need to be familiar with this class, and that's were the rotation methods right here. And we're going to come along here and we're going to discuss these rotation methods and how they work in a later video, because I know we're going to need them. And this is basically rotation in the X, rotation in the Y, and go down a little bit lower, you got rotation in the Z. So we're going to go ahead and put that in our document as functions that we need to know as far as 3D math are concerned, and we'll be discussing how those work in a later video. So thanks for listening. This was Mike Lively, and I know it was a very long, arduous process, but you have to go through it to see how it's done. This code still needs to be optimized, and we'll be doing that as we work through the book. But pretty much just want to show you today how to use Flex Builder to basically get to some of those errors and remove them. So thanks for listening. We finally made it. This was Mike Lively, and I'll see you next time.